What's going on, everybody? This is iDevice Vids, and today in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys 5 new jailbreak tweaks compatible with iOS 10 all the way through to iOS 10.2. So we have some brand new tweaks in here, and we also have some new updates to older tweaks, but I think you guys are going to be very satisfied with the content in this video. There's some very impressive stuff here. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So first up, we have Springtomize 4. This is the iOS 10 updated version. This has just been released. It's available for $3.99, and if you guys don't know what Springtomize is, it's essentially the ultimate customization tool for iOS, and it allows you to just do so much, over 100 features, and pretty much all the customizations that you're looking at right now on my device are from Springtomize 4. So you see here we have awesome page transitions, more icons going across, we have the awesome cover flow effect, more rows. We customized the color of the control center. As you see here, we added a custom carrier, Ultimate iDevice Vids. And again, this is just the tip of the iceberg. There is so much you could do with this tweak. It's absolutely insane. And this update actually includes a new profiles feature, which I'll talk about in a second. And it's also been, kind of reworked for iOS 10 to make sure that it runs the best. If we go ahead and jump into settings, we can go ahead and check out this tweak. So if we jump over to Springtomize 4, this is where you configure everything to your liking. So of course you can enable or disable the tweak, and then you have all the different sections. So you have animations, app switcher, control center, dock, folders, icons, lock screen notification center, pages, and status bars. So if you tap into any one of these subsets, you're gonna see all the different options, and it just goes into such depth. I mean, these options are so specific, you could just get the exact type of look with your device that you want, hide different things, add different things, change the way different things look. And again, pretty much every single subset you're going to find just a plethora of options. Here's custom speed. This is one of my favorites. You may have noticed here when I go ahead and do things with my device, open and close things, it's just faster. I basically minimize the custom speed so it's much quicker. There's a custom screenshot color, and again, these are just some of the tons of options that you're going to get with this tweak. And again, pretty much every single subset is going to have items that pertain to that particular area of iOS. Now, in terms of the profiles, you'll see this new tab here. If we tap into here, we could basically make different profiles for different, options. So basically, if you want to have one profile have a certain subset of options that, again, it's specific to each and every section. Basically, each profile is a fresh slate that you could customize however you want. So when you go in here for the first time, you'll just have default, and then you'll need to click plus, and you go ahead and type in a second profile and click save. Now, I made one just called secondary, and if we just go ahead and tap on it, we have the ability to apply it, duplicate, or delete. I'm just going to go ahead and select apply. And you'll see there in the status bar, it tells us we need to respring to apply that. And my secondary profile basically just has some different customization options. So if we go ahead and select respring, you'll see here when my device comes back up, again, it'll be that completely different profile. All right, so you can see here's my secondary profile. Basically, you can see there the icons are smaller in this one. The dock background is removed. And once again, if we just head back to settings, and here we are in the Springtomize settings, we could go over to profiles. Again, we could just switch back to default if we wanted to. And then it would bring back the previous settings that I had. And you could make, multiple different profiles, an unlimited amount of profiles with all different types of settings. So you could, never have to redo anything. You could always revert back to, a previous configuration. Let's just go ahead and switch back to default. We'll apply, and we'll go back and respring. But yeah, guys, that's Springtomize 4, and I think it's safe to say that this is a must-have on any jailbroken device. And once again, it's available for $3.99. Here's Confero 2. This one's been updated for iOS 10, and it has some really useful features. Basically, this tweak will allow you to manage your notifications on your device in an easier way than ever before. Basically, this tweak places this new icon in your status bar, and basically, if you go ahead and tap on it, you'll be presented with this view. It'll just show you all the applications that have notifications right here within this box. So it's very convenient. It just puts it all in one place. And if there's multiple pages, you could go ahead and slide between the pages, but I just have one page here. So there's various different gestures, and there's also some customization options. If you go ahead and slide up on any of the apps, it'll go ahead and clear that application out, so it'll basically clear the notifications for that app. You could also go ahead and slide down, and you'll be presented with this view. You'll be shown the notification just like this. For the Messages app, it'll show you the content. You'll have this X if you want to clear it. So if you could click clear, and then clear again to clear it out, just like that. You could also select the open button. This will actually open up the full application that the notification came from. You could go ahead and interact with it again. Normally, it's the full application, but it just opens up in this miniaturized view, which is pretty cool. You could go ahead and select close as well. You could also 3D touch on these applications as well. So if we go ahead and go into here, And when you do that, you'll get the normal options that would apply to that app. In my case, for messages, it's new message, but you'll also get clear and clear all. So you can clear the notifications for this app or just clear all the notifications in general. And that will, again, be the case for every application. So definitely very useful. And there's also a bunch of customization options. If we head over to settings, we could go over to confero too. So of course you can enable or disable a tweak. Then you have blur. So there's basically a few different modes. There's light, dark, and automatic. So it's on light. That's what you've been seeing like that. There's also a dark mode, which looks very nice, as you can see right there. So it's got that darker background. And there's automatic, which will basically decide based on the current environment that you're in. So if you want to tap it automatically, just kind of, sense which one is best, you could do that as well. Then there's hide badges. So if you want to completely just restrict all the notification access to confero, you could just hide all badges from the icons on the home screen. Then there's intermediate badge, which I actually prefer. So basically this allows you to have minimalized badges that are not quite as, visible as the normal ones, but they're still visible. And if you go into shape, there's the different, options for intermediate. There's squared, which I actually have enabled right now. And you may have already noticed this on my application. So you can see right there for messages, I have just this little red square in the corner. And, for Cydia, you'll see there, and also for the FaceTime application, again, we have that nice little squared corner that just indicates that there is a badge, but it's not quite as, visible or quite as noticeable. There's also various others. There's border, which will just, as it sounds, put a border around it just like that. That's pretty nice. Then we have the circle as well, which you see there. It's just kind of a circle hidden behind the app. Pretty unique. Then we have square rounded, which will just put a kind of square on the corner there. So definitely some very unique options in there. Very useful. You can also customize the color of the intermediate badges as well. Then there's the confero icon customization. You could hide the icon if there's no notifications. So if there's no notifications, it just won't be there. That makes sense. And there's the pulse icon. This will basically make the little icon up there pulse when there is notifications. And you'll notice that right now. You see it's pulsating in red. So you can just see right there over time, it'll pulsate and in red to indicate that. You can customize the pulse color using this section right here, just like that. If we back out here, we could hide the arrow as well. So basically, when you go ahead and open this up, there's normally a little arrow there. And if I turn this off, you'll see the arrow will show up. Then you could also use an activator option if you select activator to go ahead and make this tweak show. So you don't have to necessarily tap on that little icon there. So if we go ahead and use a force touch on the status bar to do this, you'll see there we could just go ahead and force touch on the status bar and it'll show up. And again, or any other activator gesture of your choice. But once again, this is a very nice tweak. It's called Confero 2. I've always enjoyed this tweak. Just very, very well designed and very practical concept as well. Once again, it's available for $1.99. Next, we have WeatherLock. This one's available for 99 cents, and this tweak is incredibly cool. It'll actually place the current weather conditions right on your lock screen, and it'll actually use the weather effects that are found inside the stock weather application to display this. So basically, it just displays the weather app background right on the lock screen at all times. It's just so cool to have this. Just open up your phone, just look at it, and it'll tell you the current weather just with this nice visual, background there. And again, it's the backgrounds from the actual weather app, so it's going to look absolutely awesome. This is very similar to Weatherboard, but that hasn't been updated for iOS 10, and it's not quite the same thing, but it's very similar. So if we go ahead and head over to settings, we could go over to WeatherLock. You can enable or disable the tweak. Then you have some different options here. So first we have hide with time. This seems to make it so when you go to the passcode screen, it'll go ahead and show you your normal wallpaper like that. Then you could go ahead and hide the clock and date if you just want your lock screen to be focused on the wallpaper, so you could just have a very minimal look if you want to do something like that. Of course, you could still get the time just by clicking the home button, so I suppose if you really want to get that weather experience, you could do that. And then there's the hide local city warning on respring. Basically what this is when you respring your device, you're going to have to go ahead and launch up the weather app just to kind of kickstart the lock screen, or just slide over to the widgets view where the weather is shown, just so it kind of knows what it's doing. It'll show you a warning telling you that every single time. So, after a while, you're probably going to want to have that enabled. Then there's compatible with rescale. Then we have weather over own wallpaper. Now, this is actually pretty cool. Basically, what it'll do is it'll overlay the current weather conditions over your wallpaper. So you can see right there, you get a little bit of both. Still got that weather, but you still get to enjoy your normal wallpaper. And let me just go ahead and show you what will happen when I go ahead and respring my device. We're just going to use Flip Control Center. I'll show you that pop-up that will come up just telling you, as you see right here, no local city available. This is common after respring. Just open the weather app or swipe to another widget, and the background will start to show. So again, you could disable this warning in the settings, but that's something you'll have to do, and you'll see here because it's not going to show up immediately. But as soon as we go ahead and slide over or just open up the weather app, you see there it takes an effect just like that. This is a very cool tweak. Once again, it's called WeatherLock, available for 99 cents. UsageBarX is available for free, and it will allow you to customize this bar that'll show up when you're doing various things, when you're inside a phone call like this right now, or FaceTime call, or you're, have a map within the Apple Maps app. Basically, this bar will just be there to indicate that this task is running in the background, essentially. And you see right there, it's a pretty big bar, so it takes up more of the screen than, obviously the normal status bar would. This tweak allows you to basically change the way that looks. It allows you to minimize that with a few different options. So if we go over to UsageBarX, we have the slim usage bar. You could completely hide the usage bar if you want to. Then you have transparent. So let me go ahead and enable the slim one, and we'll just go ahead and respring, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. All right, so I'm still on that same call, and you can see right there, the bar is now slim. So it just is the exact same size as the normal status bar. So much more minimal, but again, you still get that indication that it's happening because we have the green color. And again, in the Maps application, it would be blue. But again, you still get the indication, but it's just flush right within the status bar. Of course, you don't get the information. It's not going to tell you exactly what's going on, but it's just a more minimal look. And the only downside to this option is you can't actually tap on it to return to the task. That's the only real downside to it. But let's go ahead and jump back into UsageBarX, and I'll show you the transparent one. We'll toggle this one off, and we'll respring again. And here's the transparent one. It's basically the same exact thing, but it's just not going to have the color. So if you were just bothered by the color, you could do that. Now, in some applications like this, you're not going to be able to see the text just due to the colors. But, it will look better with other applications. Let's go ahead and launch up the clock, because that is a dark application. As you see there, the white text will show easily there. But personally, I would definitely go with the slim one, the first one that I showed you, just because it is flush right within the status bar. But once again, this tweak's called UsageBarX. And once again, you could also completely hide the bar, but there's no point in demonstrating that. Once again, this tweak's available for free. Next, we have BetterMessages. This one's available for free, and it allows you to customize your messages application. So you could hide different things, customize the color of different things. So as you can see right here, we have custom color for the navigation bar, for the bubbles, the text inside the bubbles, the send button even there. You can see we added some color to the UI elements at the top. They're actually orange, the back and I button. You also see we hid the conversation preview, so that's actually a privacy option. So, again, you could hide various different things as well. We have 6 rows of emojis, and again, just all different types of options. So if you guys head over to settings, we could go over to BetterMessages. In here, you have all the different options. So you could hide things up at the top, hide the plugins, hide the group chat avatar, conversation names, new message jot, conversation previews, contact photos. Then you have the balloon customization. So you have all the different colors. You could just tap into here, customize the color to your liking. You could have square message balloons, remove gradient, and then you have some more color customization down here for the progress bar. You're sending a message, the send color, audio message color, app 10 UI, all different types of things, in the navigation bar color as well, which again in my case was blue up at the top there. There's also some other different options down here as well you could configure to your liking. Then just go ahead and select apply changes, and there's no respring required, and everything will apply just like that. So definitely a very useful tweak for customizing the messages application. Alright guys, that pretty much wraps up this video. Hope you guys enjoyed these tweaks. If you did, make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to this channel for many more videos pertaining to jailbreak tweaks. Also, make sure to follow the channel on Twitter and like it on Facebook. And with that being said, that pretty much wraps up this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.